David Menzies for Rebel News here in Hamilton, Ontario. And folks, just moments ago, my cameraman Lincoln Jay and I took in a press conference by Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre. The theme of that press conference was bring home the jobs. And what does he mean by that? Well, essentially, under the policies of the Justin Trudeau Liberals, so many domestic jobs are going the way of the dodo. For example, take the Stelco plant behind me, which was the venue for the press conference. Do you know, folks, this plant is 115 years old. 4 generations of Hamiltonians have been employed by this Stelco plant. And even though it produces world-class steel products, guess what? This plant alone is subject to $300 million a year in carbon taxes, and that's an amount that's going to go up. Well, that means this plant might not be viable in the near future. Imagine that after being more than a century in business. But Pierre Poilievre has a plan to save our well-paying, good jobs here in Canada. Pierre Poilievre says he has a plan to bring back jobs that have left Canada. And the main focus of that plan is tariffs. Some of them severe tariffs, and a lot of them aimed at, well, Justin Trudeau's favorite country, China. Here, check out what he had to say.
Rather than allowing authoritarian overseas governments to steal our jobs with their low labor standards and poor environmental policies, we're going to bring home those paychecks to Canada. Bring home our jobs. And that is why common sense Conservatives are calling for the introduction of a 100% tariff on made-in-China EVs entering Canada. 2, a 50% tariff on semiconductors and solar cells. 3, a 25% tariff on steel and aluminum, graphite, and other critical minerals, EV batteries, battery parts, permanent magnets, and ship-to-shore cranes. And 4, the cancellation of taxpayer-funded rebates for Chinese-made vehicles. A common-sense Conservative government will also repeal C-69, the anti-resource law, and replace it with a new law that, yes, protects the environment and consults First Nations, but also gets projects approved so that we can dig the mines, build the pipelines, produce the clean Canadian natural gas, and turn dollars for dictators into paychecks for our people in this country. Bring it home.
Good morning, Mr. Poilievre. David Menzies with Rebel News. Staying with the theme of bringing home our jobs, the unemployment rate for young people aged 15 to 24 has jumped in the past year from 10.6% to 13.5%. That's nearly an increase of 3% in just 1 year. There are 422,000 young people unemployed. And yet the Trudeau Liberals have brought in more than 750,000 temporary workers. And these workers are taking the jobs that normally young Canadians would start out with, fast food jobs, convenience store jobs, etc. Why are we bringing in cheap foreign workers to undercut young Canadians just so that massive corporations like Tim Hortons can save a few bucks an hour? And what would a Conservative government do to reverse this trend?
Thank you very much. Look, Trudeau's destroyed our entire immigration system, and he has expanded the temporary foreign worker program by well over 200% at a time when we're losing jobs. When I was responsible for that program, in 2015, we had only 60,000 temporary foreign workers. Now, it's close to 200,000, and on top of that, you have international students who are effectively temporary foreign workers that came under the wrong stream. Our temporary foreign worker program should only be available to fill jobs that employers have proven beyond a doubt cannot be filled by Canadians. It should never be used to bring in low-wage workers from poor countries to take jobs away from or suppress the wages of Canadian workers. I challenge Canadian business to hire Canadian workers first, and I challenge the government to end the chaos in the temporary foreign worker program, bring the numbers down, and allow Canadians to get good, solid paying jobs that will give them enough money to buy an affordable home and food in safe neighborhoods.
And you know what, folks, when it comes to economic malaise in Canada, there is plenty of blame to go around. Sure, it's the Justin Trudeau Liberals that are the government right now, but we can't forget that propping up this government is NDP leader Jagmeet Singh, or as Pierre Poilievre referred to him throughout the press conference, sellout Singh. By that he means Jagmeet Singh is far more concerned about his pension kicking in early next year than doing the right thing, and that is taking a stand against this terrible government in Ottawa when it comes to financial policy.
Crime, chaos, drugs, and disorder are rampant in our streets. And you would think that the NDP would be outraged by this. They used to stand up for the working men and women. But nope, they've signed on. Jagmeet Singh is delaying the election until next year when he qualifies for a pension. $2.2 million, paid for by these hardworking people. Sellout Singh has betrayed these workers. He gets his pension, Trudeau gets power, these workers get the bill.
And how's this for an anecdote, folks? A couple of the workers came up to me after the presser, and they mentioned that Jagmeet Singh had a presser several months ago at this very same plant. And unlike Pierre Poilievre, Jagmeet Singh was heckled throughout. First of all, the workers found it a little rich that he would show up at the plant with his fancy wristwatch and his $1,500 designer jacket. And you know, I think the reception Sellout Singh received here by the steel workers, that speaks volumes. It doesn't get more blue collar in Ontario than the city of Hamilton. This is the home of so many industrial plants, a lot of them manufacturing terrific steel products. And these workers realize what's going on. The NDP used to be all about the so-called lunch bucket brigade, but that has changed under Singh. Singh is a champagne socialist. He doesn't care about industrial jobs. He doesn't care about developing the oil patch. He's all about environmentalism, carbon taxes, the things that are making these great, well-paying jobs flee Canada. And it's no wonder he got a rough reception here. If people in Hamilton, if the blue-collar brigade is not enticed any longer with the NDP, well, can't wait to see what the results are come Election Day. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Folks, I know you love it when Rebel News tells you the other side of the story. And you know how I know that? My cameraman Lincoln J and I had no shortage of well-wishers by the employees of this Stelco plant. As for members of the mainstream media, they couldn't give a tinker's damn. But you know what? We depend on you for our very existence. We don't take any of Justin Trudeau's bribe media money. So please, if you can, go to rebelfieldreports.com. That's rebelfieldreports.com. And if you're able to, kindly make a donation.